why are you still loaning her money if the last loan you made her was in October and she said, I'll give it back to you in a week or two, and it's now been 2 months or 3 months?
You know, in the Bible it says that if you can give, not give, but if it's within your power to do so. And at this point in time, she had just recently lost her father, you know what I'm saying? And it was going through a lot of stuff. Now, matter of fact, this is a little bit before her father. So she had recently lost her home. She was evicted, you know what I'm saying, out of her other place and just trying to catch up.
Yeah, and you haven't paid her back?
No.
Okay.
Ain't no specific time of what you telling me to give you this money. You're not
Understood. So we haven't hit a deadline.
right, when I get it, that's when I make the payments back.
Okay.
Now, everything you gave me, you want it back.
Yep.
But, Ms. Farrah, I've got an issue here.
I'm just saying.
You're hitting her up for $50, for $100, for $300, for $196 from October to February. Yet on January 28th, you made an agreement to pay her $3,800 for a car. What made you think you could come up with $3,800 in 2 months when you've been hitting her up for $50, $100
Because
over the previous 3 months?
I had built up my clientele because I had got 4 clients.
Let me ask you, Miss Pearson, what made you think that she was going to be able to come up with that type of money when she's hitting you up and she still didn't even pay you back?
Well, here's the thing, Judge. She did get caught back up on her rent. She did pay her light bills and stuff. She did get caught up. So my thing was, how is it now that once you get caught up, you ain't paid me nothing but $100 and maybe $95?
That's a good question, Miss Fair. Why not? Why
So to
haven't you
start
paid off
breaking
any-
down.
So you just said, all right,
The
this car that I bought as is, I no longer want because it's a lemon, so I'm just not going to pay it off. I'm just going to pretend it never happened. Was that the plan?
No, it was.
So what was
and
the
the plan was to go on to pay the car, but when the car started breaking down every other day, why would I pay for a car and I'm still catching rides? Come on now.
I've heard enough.
Okay, well, I just have one question. Ms. Pearson, your Exhibit F is some photos of the defendant, and you claim that they were photos of her bad character. I need you to explain that.
Okay, Exhibit F, let's go.
Page 23. So what are we looking at here? Why?
Okay, here it is. Now, she out and about, gallivanting. We're out there with family, with boots on the ground and things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you owe me chick.
So you're saying basically you're having fun while you owe me some money.
Exactly. If I give you 2 months to pay $800, you could make a payment. You've drove in the truck for, what, a month?
I didn't even drive that truck to that party. The truck.
It don't matter.
I'm just saying.
It don't matter.
All right.
If you coulda, you woulda.
All right. How many miles are on this car, Ms. Pearson?
I think it's like 200,000.
Close to 200,000. Does that
Yes,
sound
ma'am.
about right?
Yep.
Okay.
I've got enough.
Okay. All right. The parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you
Yes,
both.
ma'am. The nerve of some people. This court is now in recess.
Except for 2 very interesting characters, I don't really see anything that would take this outside the scope of our normal as-is sale.
Correct.
Even if she said there aren't any major issues with the car, I don't think we have any proof that she knew there were major issues, and there weren't any major issues for the first couple of months. So I don't think that there's a specific misrepresentation.
And this was a little bit different, like I said earlier,
Yeah.
that she had access to this car. She's driven this car for a month.
Yeah, as Yodi pointed out, she could have pulled it off a lot.
Yeah.
An as-is sale and still owed her the money. Now you had the benefit of having it for a month.
Right.
So there's really no excuse here. Granted that a lot of stuff fell apart, but as-is sale, I don't think we have any choice but to award what she's asking for, the missed payments, which are $3,600.
Yeah, $3,600 for
With
the
the
car,
loans.
and I think the loans are undisputed as well.
Yep, they're not.
$646 in loans. The defendant has a point that there was no due date, but that we get to impose a reasonable time, and there doesn't appear to be any intention to pay back here.
No, and I think the plaintiff saw the fun that the defendant was having.
Yeah.
And maybe sped this thing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as the emotional distress, that woman did not look emotionally distressed.
She's still working as her in-home caregiver.
If anything, she had help. She didn't have a car.
Yeah.
So you had something.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
frustrating as this must have been, if either of them were truly emotionally distressed, they would not be working together so intimately.
Yeah.
So we have a verdict in favor of the plaintiff.
Okay.
I'm in.
Agree.